What's good, squad? What it is, family? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday to everyone. So we are back like we never left. Grad season definitely got busier for me than I expected, but better late than never, right? So it's episode 12 of season 4 of the Boss Chick Corner. And for the new viewers, I am your girl Kaylee, and welcome to the corner. I'm gonna try not to hold y'all too long. So you already know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Let your girl know you're in the corner with us this morning. Yeah. So yeah, let's get into it. Grab your coffee, your tea, whatever's your flavor, whatever's your jam. We're about to get into this Boss Women Circle, a little bit of tea this morning with some of my favorite ladies. I had to run it back for them. I've talked about having a women's circle for a while, for a minute here. So I had to run it back, and since I mentioned it to them before, I wanted to invite them to the panel so that we can get into some of the nitty gritty of boss women life. So without further ado, let's bring out the ladies. Welcome, she's a rebel, and Auntie Omega. Hello, ladies.
Hey, good
Hello.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all?
Whew. Auntie, stay on 100. I'm good. I'm good.
I love it. Definitely. So, y'all have been here before. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the icebreaker point. Let's get into these businesses. Tell me, how did y'all's businesses start? Like, what was the first thing that you set out to do? Did you accomplish? Did it fail? Did you have to revamp? Let us in on that little bit of tea.
Go ahead, Auntie.
Well, for me, girl, let me say something. I'll be transparent. I literally started my business on someone's scheme or credentials. Okay, so I had a young lady that competed in a pageant 2 or 3 times, and she decided that she wanted to compete again, but she hadn't won. She 2 times she went in, she never won. The third time she won after I coached her. But then when she went to go to the national pageant, I sent her my invoice, and she asked me what qualified me to charge her. Okay, so I started my business based on that. Everybody understand that a business is really people create business because they're trying to solve a problem that someone has, and they're capitalizing on it. And that's what I had to do. I created my pageant because from that experience, then the very next year I competed in a, and I love it so much that I create pageants after that. So this is what I did. Somebody asked me what qualified me, and I had to prove them that I was qualified. I was qualified. I had to prove that to her because she hadn't twice before. So I love what I do, ladies. I am the owner of the Women Business Leaders and Entrepreneur pageant. It's not a beauty pageant. It is a pageant that celebrates women in business. And last year we had our very first men's pageant, men business leaders and entrepreneur pageant, because I believe in celebrating people. We are not all Fortune 500 companies that are winning major and big awards. So I want to make sure that our black and brown people are getting awards for being in business, doing well. So let me back because I need them to know they do be illustrious. The bad, the bold, the beautiful. Omega Auntie. Mother Silly. Guys, I do love what I do. And I had to give y'all that intro to let y'all know I am who I say I am. I am a boss chick, okay? All right, go ahead and take it, rebel. Go
Hello.
ahead and take it.
I love that energy. I love that energy. I was thinking when we first came on and she's talking about the corner, and I'm like, I'm in this corner of the kitchen, as y'all can see. You feel me? Because being a mom never stops. Um,
That's it.
So I love your intro. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I got so many things going on. It's just not one thing, right? So I literally just graduated. I seek to coach young black males, right, at risk. And yeah, and on the side, I'm a mixologist, right? I'm an open mic artist. So I essentially kind of capitalize for the people, but also give back to the people. Um, that's the baby. And I feel like when you're in service to people, you can never go wrong. You know what I mean? I got to
That's
give
it.
back. I want to make this level of awareness for our people because we lack in somewhere. We need the unification back, you know? Um, but for right now, just the things that I am doing, I do open mic. I tell my story unapologetically. I'm a
All right.
mixologist, so I love being social. Um, and so I serve drinks, I customize jello and things like that. Um, but as far as being a coach to black males, it's more in Latinos, it's more so bringing a level of awareness that they can understand, like, you're a king. Y'all are not these other lesser words and things that y'all speak of, right? So that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit. So I try to be uh a jack of all trades and a master at many. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
I love it. I love it. As a person who also says I'm a Jill of all trades, I get it. I definitely get it. And like I said, I appreciate both of y'all's
Yes, Jill. What she
verses.
said. What she said.
Yeah. So I know, like, at the beginning stages of business, we lay out our plans and we lay out this is how we wanted to kind of transpire for you, and what is that first milestone for your business that you would like to see, and what was that first milestone that you had? Like, I think for me it was reaching out to DJs that I like and being able to establish those connections and to still have them on my roster now. That's one of my major milestones. So what was a major milestone in your business? You said you found out that you capitalized off of just solving a problem for a person, but how did it go a step further in the milestone sector for you?
I think for me, I had
I'm
to
gonna make sure I
the
heard
major
that question
milestone.
right. So,
Okay. So I
because
know
I was
that
breaking
your
up. Say,
business.
ask me the question again.
Okay, so milestones. Starting businesses, we figure out how we wanted to go. We write it out. What was that milestone for you going past solving that problem for that first client? What was that next major milestone that you hold dear to your heart? And for Rebel, so she's a Rebel. She says that she's planning to start counseling. I was asking her what would be a first milestone for her? So just milestone.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak to that. For me,
So the first
right now, my new baby is Rain, and are you catching me or no? Okay, so Rain is Regally Empowered Inspired Girls Network. Well, Rebel is working with the guys, and I'm working with the girls. So my Rain is a scholarship program that I'm creating, and this is going to be our first pageant in October for those young ladies that are in middle school and high school that they can win scholarships for college. So this is my always have been near and dear to me, but to really take it in, not last year, year before, I did Rain organization, where we took ladies that had been 22 ladies that had been rescued from human trafficking, or had had some type of tragedy. Girls was in a HTV accident and was very scarred up and has lost mobility in her limbs. That young lady just graduated with honors from high school, and some ladies that had been abused in their family. We crowned 22 girls that had went through some type of traumatic experience. And that's how I started the RAIN organization, but we're moving it to a scholarship pageant. So this is a milestone for me. I am excited about it because a lot of times, and I was just looking at a special on the news where one of those programs that they had created to give, was it Upward Bound or something like that, or one of them, to give the
Yes.
scholarships to the children. And there were more white students receiving the scholarship than black students. And I was like, you know what? Our kids are experiencing this because all the guidance counselors are not always talking to our children about scholarships and different programs and grants that they can get to go to school that they don't have to pay back. So I
Agreed.
really want to be instrumental in giving away, every grade level scholarship from seventh grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade will receive a scholarship. Those that are in the lower grades and cannot take the scholarship immediately, their parents will be given a CD.
Love it.
So
So this will be open
that's what I'm
to nationwide.
everybody in the United States, right? It's a national pageant called RAIN, Regally Empowered Inspired Girls Network, in
I
October
loved
7th.
it.
So I'm excited about that.
I love
Yay.
that, Auntie. I definitely love that. I think one of the milestones. I think one of the milestones for me is really anticipating glitches, right? Like really being able to tap into a level of awareness that's so anti-traditional. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, to
Hmm.
a level of a healing where it's like you can really be the best version of yourself. But in order to do that, you have to be accountable. You have to understand being a witness to trauma, being a victim of trauma, and then how do we come over into survivorhood, right? And so it's hard when we've been programmed, right? We've been indoctrinated. We've been all these things, and here comes up like, nah, bro, this is not the case. Like you really are greatness. You're melanin rocks. So I anticipate um, trials and tribulations, but I feel like as long as there's a strategy, right, I'll be able to coach these young men um, in a preventative form.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
that's problem solving in itself, creating a strategy that gets them out of the mindset of staying in that box of trauma and stepping outside of their norm. I love it.
Hmm.
I love it. Let's get it. How can we help? So I want to talk about the
Absolutely.
love.
For rain,
Yeah.
yay! My
Yeah.
favorite thing is love. So go ahead
Love.
about it.
Love. Talk about it. Like,
You
well,
know, I
I'm gonna stay right here. The love of the business, the love of the units first, and then we're gonna get into the personal love shortly. The love of the
okay.
business and the love of the people.
Now,
What keeps you going?
it does, and you have to love what you do. And I say it all the time. I love what I do, and I'm not convincing myself because I'm already convinced that I love what I do. And when I help somebody get to the next level, if I help somebody reach a milestone, if I help someone discover that they have even more potential, than they even realize, that's love. I'm willing to share everything that I got. Anybody that know me know Auntie will give it all to you. Sometimes she'll give you more than what you even ask for, because I want to see every person connected to me living that whole, successful, productive life. That's love.
Hello,
That's
hello.
love.
And I feel the
I
same way. I give it
Right.
all to my people, especially when I can see the vision so clearly and the potential in it and how many people you can touch in the process. like the connection. That's what I kind of love. I love the connections. What about
I
you, Rob?
think for me,
Absolutely.
it was effortlessly, right? And so, I worked all my damn life. Like I worked just to pay stuff, But when you have your passion, when you find your passion, it's done effortlessly. So for me, it was a no brainer. It comes natural. I don't ever feel overworked. I don't ever feel like what I'm doing, I'm overexerted. You know what I mean? It came. Sorry, I just got a phone call. It comes natural. So when it's done effortlessly, you're doing your work. Because we
Right.
Definitely.
all are. We all are our own God. You know what I mean? We're not, and I'm saying God in terms of a higher power. I'm not saying God in terms of religion. I'm not
Yeah.
saying God in terms of who's controlling. I'm saying the power of your highest self is your passion. And when you come into your passion, it's done effortlessly.
Mhm.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
That's a beautiful word. I love that word, rebel, effortlessly.
Thank you.
Because it's not like work. It happens. It's a natural phenomenon. It's gonna naturally happen because you love what you do. You're passionate about it. You find purpose in it.
That's right. That's right. Like I try so hard to stay away from, I say, teaching a little bit, and I'm not saying that I'm a full on teacher, but I get to teach in the process of what I do in some way. So purpose, it comes around full circle sometimes,
It
most
will.
times, all the
And
time.
we're all teachers. I mean, even the least of us, we're teachers. I mean, by trade and profession, I am a teacher, but I find myself teaching even myself sometimes when I'm motivating, encouraging, and affirming myself. I'm teaching me, and I love it because it is something that happens every day. If you wake up to be productive, you're gonna teach something or someone or yourself.
That's right. And I
That's what
always say,
teaching
if you
is.
if you feel like you know everything, that's a problem, because we can always learn and evolve and grow.
Hello. And I tell my students that all the time. I wake up to learn something because I want to be better than I was the day before. So I want to learn. Girl, they was teaching me this thing called Crazy Eight. It's kind of like Uno on online. Girl, I'm sitting in the I am playing. Look, I wanted to know what they was doing and I wanted to make sure it was legal and
Right.
ethical. So I made them. I joined the group. Girl, I had more fun than the children. So
Right.
yes, it's called Crazy, and it's like Uno, but it's on your phone. You play through the
Yeah.
iPhone. So it was really, I learned something, and it was one thing that I tell them that if y'all can teach me something, teach me. Tell
Right.
me, girl, I'm so versed in the this lingo, this culture of language that these kids use. And it's funny. If you really sit down and listen to them, it makes sense. It's
Mhm.
funny, but it makes sense. And I do listen to them because I want them to know that I'm 100% vested in everything that they're doing.
That's right. I get you with some of the phrases. They come so quick, and they
Woo.
just pop out, and they was, I think somebody said that's nasty work or that's crazy work, and I'm like, okay. The more I listen to them now, it comes into, into full. I understand what it
Absolutely
means now because they've said it so much. They've said it so much. So yeah,
right.
yeah.
If you listen to them, it does make sense now. I mean, like
Context
y'all
clues.
funny because the stuff that they come up with. Oh my goodness! But yes, I love it, love it, love it.
Definitely. So we create connections in everything that we learn as well. Um, how did you all figure out who are your target audiences? How did you learn your target audience so well?
I've
What was
been
the
in
question, sis?
network.
How did you learn your target audience so well?
I've been working with women since I've been in business. I've always been around women and promoting women. Now my first love was styling and helping the women come up with their images, and then I moved from image to success with image. So I knew that the modern progressive, what we used to call the buppy woman, the not the yuppie, but the buppy woman was my target audience. And it has changed over the years. So now I'm more working with the women that are the entrepreneurs. My target market, those that are new in business, fresh in business, or those ladies that want to revamp, restructure, purpose their business. Those are the women that I'm working with, the women that I'm working with now.
Okay,
And those
okay.
are my
So
target
it
women that
evolved.
want to. Yeah, it has. It really has. And but it's always been centered around women.
Okay. Rebel, what about you?
I'm in the Commonwealth state, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
over time, I'm very resourceful, but over time, you stop paying attention. So I think the resources that kind of lean towards a Massachusetts state, if you're a mom with a baby state, if you're a single woman in the state. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I was able to identify the population that wasn't being heard, and as you know, I understand that we are kings and queens. I'm like, this population is really neglected. Oh, this is the highest population that's constantly incarcerated. Oh, this is the population. So I started really paying attention. And when you learn, um, I was raised. I always have four generations around me, right? So when you hear the things, oh, black men don't go to the doctors, black men don't have emotions, black men don't go to therapists. Black, I'm like, wow, this is really like a fallen counterpart. Like you have the woman, you have the man, you have the seed, and you have the conceiver. 50-50 equals the 100, right? So I'm like, how do I be a part of that solution? So that's where I started kind of narrowing in on my population. You know what I mean? Cause and effect. So without further ado, I want to help my men come back to kings. You know what I'm saying? Come
I
I
on
know
love
back.
that's
I
right.
love it.
They're the
I love
builders. They're like, yeah, so
so I love the thought process and the time it took for both of you all because that's like one of my number one questions when I give my clients their brand profile. And a lot of them are like, I want to do this for everybody and this for everybody. And I'm like, we have to be able to niche it down to understand what problem we're solving and who we're solving it for. Yes, we can daydream all day and aspire to help everybody because at some point it does touch and connect with everybody, but who is that core? Who is the core target audience? So I love how you both describe your customer target avatar. Love it, love it.
yeah, because you want to. I think essentially, right? Like women, we're I believe that we're here. Our nature is to nurture, and so realistically, can we can we accommodate, help effectively, sufficiently everybody? That's not realistic. Can we
It's
plant the
not.
seed? Can we do our best? But when we target it and we narrow it down, we're more likely to succeed than to be like everybody. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
everybody can't be my client. I'm sorry. I'm looking for that woman that is next level mind, have a next level mindset. And everybody's not there. Some people feel like they have arrived, they don't need any help. That's well, fine and good with me. I want to the ones that want my help and that are ready to do the. I want them to be willing, ready, and able to do the work. And
Yes.
listen.
And
Everybody
I
don't
think
listen. talked about in my last.
Exactly.
Everybody
I
listen.
was just going to say we just talked about that, and I understand that because everybody has a perception of this is how it should go. This is what it should look like. Some people aren't passionate about it. They're just looking at the dollar signs behind it. So if you're not getting me those dollars, then you're not helping me. But they don't understand that it takes time to you can't build a house with a shaky foundation. You got to build that foundation, and that's where I am. I help you build that foundation so you can understand the strengths in your brand, so that you can
Mm-hmm.
take it to the next level. I'm not in charge of your sales. I'm in charge of setting that foundation with you and
Mm-hmm.
planning you for
Mm-hmm.
those.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
So speaking of the everybody can't be the client, I know we had our trial and errors with customers and clients. Let's get into some of these. I like to call them a little bit of horror stories. So if you got any, let me know some boss horror stories. Like was one story that you have that taught you a lesson, probably about finding your target audience or kind of weeding out who isn't, what type of business isn't.
You know what? That's so crazy. I think for me, going inside the jails, like, oh, let me look like this. Let me wear my shoes. Let me. I was like, okay, these are men. They're not. I'm opening up their pineal glands to a whole different, So I think for me, being sexualized, I think for me learning that I can be a trigger for men just in a woman form, right? Because your mama did it, your
Right.
auntie
Right.
did it, your grandmother did it. You know what I mean? So I was like, because in my mind, I just want to help. But when I learned that aspect, I was like, wow. So it shifted my. It, always got to be a student. Without being a student, you're never gonna keep be able to reap the rewards and then resold them. So that was different.
Whoa. I can only
Yeah, that was
imagine.
different.
Okay, okay. What about you, Auntie?
Can you hear me? Can you guys
Mhm.
hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, horror story. Let me tell you something. In my very first pageant, I had a older lady to come in, and she was in my pageant. She was the oldest one in the pageant, and she thought she should have won, but she did not win. And in that situation, you have people that can build your organization up or they can tear it down. And it just is mindset. And she came in, she didn't win, and my mom had to even get involved. And I'm a full grown woman, but my mom had to get involved. And it was really, I was devastated because I set my pageant up because I had competed in a couple of pageants. I visited a lot of pageants, and I found things in pageants that I liked and I did not like, right? And I did my research, and I wanted to make sure that my pageant was operated at the highest level of integrity. You understand what I'm saying? And then for
Right.
somebody to come in and did not win and to try to tear it down, that was overwhelming for me. You understand what I'm saying? And I could have shut it all the way down because the hurt was so deep. I could have shut it all the way
Yeah.
down, but I chose to persevere. And you know what? I've never had that happen again to me. And this is my seventh season of pageantry. And but that was my first one. And that could have shut me down and kept me from doing this, you know. But I persevere past that, guys. And you're gonna have trials and tribulations, especially in business. You're
Right.
gonna have them. But it's how you overcome them that makes
Yeah.
you the boss.
One
Don't
bad
ever let
apple does not
anybody
spoil
have
the
that
punch.
sure don't. And you cannot let anybody know that they have that much control over you in your own business. So that was a key and a story that I tell. Even the story coming in that somebody said, oh, she stole my idea, blah, 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 blah. I'm still here 7 years later. That person ain't nowhere to be found. So who idea really was it? You understand what I'm saying? So you got to just know who you are. You got to know why you're doing what you're doing. And these stories can become testimonies. They don't have to be horror stories. They can be your testimony of perseverance. They could be your testimony of success. And don't make it a bad thing, make it a good thing. Turn that lemon into lemonade. Point blank
He-
period.
Hello, hello. I love it. And it's just like you said, that one thing could have detoured you from even stepping into that realm as far as you have. I can say the same because like you said, we are people who give 100% when we see the vision for people, and that has been my downfall a couple times. I see the vision clearly, a little bit more clearly than the client does, where they see it as my responsibility to do the work for them. And then I've had those who blame me for something not coming
Oh,
into fruition.
mm-hmm.
So it's like thin line between you're helping me, but you're also my assistant at the same time. So understanding, what the contract really is. And that's where some of my horror stories come into play.
The young man that you posted, he said some people don't know how to lose. And I
Hmm.
always say if you don't know how to lose, you don't deserve to win.
That's right. You said it. And behind chocolate eyes said she agrees. Some people don't know how to win either. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
because and pageantry, that is so true because they become the diva. They think everybody's supposed to cater to them, wait on them. And well, baby, you won. Now it's really time for you to go to work for the organization that you just won the pageant for, not the other way around. We don't go to work for you. You go to work for the pageant.
Say
But
it.
yes, so that's true. They don't know how to win either. You're right.
I
That
just
is so
I just
true.
made a post yesterday and it said basically you understand, don't let it get to your head, the win, and don't let
Mm-hmm.
the loss get to your heart. Stay
Hard.
humble. Stay humble.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So okay,
Absolutely.
okay. I wanted to tap on preventing burnout because we wear so many hats, we do so many things. What resources and tips would you give to new business owners so that they don't stress and burn out and be filled with anxiety?
I don't think not stressing is realistic. I do think how to acknowledge it and embrace it and be aware of it. I think sometimes human beings try to default or divert, and it's like sometimes you need to embrace it, right? Sometimes you just need to sit with it and feel it, but also know what is your recharge. That's
Mm-hmm.
important. What is your recharge? So for
Agree.
me, I know that I've learned the hard way that essentially I want to help people, I want to help this population, but I can't force it. How do I
Mm-hmm.
deal when I'm giving you the water and the horse is not drinking? So you have to be realistic in that feeling, in that moment, but you have to also have a healthy outlet where you need to know and be able to identify when you need to recharge. And sometimes you need to sit in it. Just sit in it. Embrace it. You know what I mean? Because the feeling's only gonna last as long as you allow it. But you have to be
Right.
mindful on yourself. That's what I
Learning
think.
when to let go. Like you can only hold on so
Mm-hmm.
long. Yeah. What about you, Auntie?
For me, it's learning the art of delegation. A lot of us, like me, I'm an A type personality. I feel like I'm the only one that can do it. And I got to let it go. In order to be successful, I have to let it go. So I had to learn the art of delegation. But now I put up a post a couple of months ago, and it said that you have to be careful who you delegate a task to, because everybody is not mentally equipped to handle the task of the delegation. That's why I said it's an art to delegation. Understand what I'm saying? Because you can give three people the same task, just like the man gave three different people the different amounts of the talents, and one hit it. One hit his talent. You got to believe that everybody don't know how to efficiently and effectively complete a task. So you have to learn the art of delegation. Everybody have their strengths. Everybody have their weaknesses. I have my strength. You have your strength. Rebel got her strength. Just like every one of us have our weaknesses. Now you may not can say, Auntie, go to the store and pick something up and be back in an hour. You might not can task me with that, because I'm always get off task, especially if I'm going to a store like Macy's or Bells, Nordstrom. You may not be able to task me with that. I'm being honest.
Noted,
But if you
auntie.
not
Noted.
right, but if you send me to the grocery store, I'm gonna be back in 15 minutes because that's not my vein. My husband do the grocery shopping. I don't like to be in the grocery store. You understand what I'm saying? So you just have to know who to task what with in order to get it done. And know that you have to task people with things, because you cannot do it all by yourself. You cannot be an army of one. And I had to
You
learn
said a
that.
good word. You
Hmm.
definitely said a good word, knowing that everybody cannot assist. A lot of people, when they start businesses, they automatically in their head tell their friends that their friends can do it, or their friends are going to do a support in this type of way, or their friend is going to, be a part of it. Even your friends are not designated to be a part of your vision. They can
No.
support you, but that does not mean that they have to be instrumental
They
in
have to
in
become an employee
And
of your.
yeah, and don't have any instant gratification or instant expectation of rewards when you're starting a business. Like, don't. That's failure 101.
right. Get down and dirty. Get with the work. Get with the work, and everything else will come following behind it. So yeah, I
You
agree.
know, one of my older mentors when I was in insurance, he told me to learn every aspect of the business. And that's how you can stay in business. So from the janitor to the CEO, if you know every position in a company and you can operate every position in a company, your company can be successful.
That's
And
right.
that's important to know. Be willing, like you say, be willing to get down and dirty. Don't think that, oh, just because you're the creator, the CEO, or the owner, that you can't fold the envelope and stuff it to mail out, because that mailer is probably going to get you a referral or a customer. So you have to be willing to do every area of a business.
Right, right. My boss told me the same thing when we were in my interview process. He was like, "I don't mind, getting into the nitty gritty with y'all. That brings me closer to you all. But when I have to start doing the work, that becomes a problem. So is almost like, yeah, I'm building the connections with everybody to understand the strengths and the weaknesses, but I'm delegating. And I love how he gives me free range to do what I need to do because he trusts my abilities. So
Hmm.
yeah, definitely, definitely. All right.
And he could not do what he do if he has to do what you're supposed to do. You
Exactly,
understand what I'm saying?
exactly.
So when you are able to delegate a task and you know that it can get done, you can go off and create. And that's what we need as business owners. We need space to create, but also knowing that everything else that's in the day to day is getting done, being done, and
Love it.
to the best of the person's ability. So definitely get somebody, ladies and gentlemen that are in business, get somebody in your space, number one, that believes in your vision. They have to believe in your vision, because if they don't believe in your vision, they're not. If they're trying to compete for your vision, you're in trouble already, because they want to be where you're at, not there to assist you or to help you. You know, we got a lot of people in our circles that's ready for that hostile takeover. They trying
Listen,
to take over
behind
the
chocolate
house.
eyes said it good. She said half the time they not even for you, and that's
E-
from her experience. They are
Exactly.
not genuinely for you. I
They got
agree.
that
I
hostile
agree.
takeover in their mind and in their heart. So they're not for you anyway. But that's why I say pay people. If you want something done, pay people to do it because they have no choice but to do what needs to be done because they are getting paid to do it. And they're not your
Right.
friend. They're not your family. They're not just there to help you out. Pay them.
And let me run it back. She made another comment. She's behind chocolate eyes said someone who tries to tell me how to do my work when they pay me to do it for them. Like, yeah, yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's
Hey,
a
girl.
micromanager though. So if you trust that, if you trust me, you're paying me because you obviously know that I'm the resource to go to. Don't micromanage me. Get off my shoulder. Don't come dictate. Trust what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I'm going to do. What you paid for. You feel
Trust
me?
the process.
Period. Yeah. And some people, I think it's a woman trait too. You know what I'm saying? Because women be doing too much. But let me do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, let me do it. You're paying me to do it. Let me prove to you why you paid me to do it in the first place.
Right.
I
Hence,
I love
you're
my
you're
mom
lesser.
saying
You
there's a
know.
method to the madness. Like trust the method to my madness. It works. It does. Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. You ladies are so amazing. I know we've all had those off-camera conversations, and I'm just in awe of you both. One thing I can truly say about y'all are unapologetic in the way you move and how you think and how you talk, and I just love it. It's so authentic, it's inspiring. So the reason for this panel was for the new milestones as well, because we have new graduate, we have a newlywed here, and I love it. I aspire. So business women balancing life and love. Let's get into that a little bit. So for the newlywed, how do we balance business and our new spouse? Like, and what's good date night options for y'all?
Well,
You said
actually,
date
tomorrow.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a and
yeah.
she, yeah, auntie is a newlywed. She's had the knot.
Congratulations.
Yes, in March, March the 24th. March the 20th. Thank you, thank you. And I'm 54, guys. I just turned 54, and this is my first time ever being married, so it is new for me. Date night. Well, we have a date tomorrow. We're gonna actually drive down to West Palm Beach to have go to a pageant and have dinner. So this is something that I like to do with him because it gives us time to get in that vehicle. And we thank you, Miss Chocolate. We have to drive 4 hours tomorrow, so it gives us time to talk to each other, and to have meaningful conversation because it's just him and I in the car. So we often will go for rides and drives and go to different places to go to dinner. We've been to Jacksonville, to Tampa, because it gives us that time to spend together. And we're in our quiet space, we're in our safe space, and we talk to one another, and we kind of sometimes purpose our conversations. And tomorrow I'm going to be able to ask him 7 questions, that I've created already that I'm going to be able to talk to him about tomorrow. And that's going to be our drive. I love the fact that we have open conversations, that we are willing to talk to one another and not at each other or, against each other. But, sometimes it's his turn to talk and sometimes it's my turn to talk. So tomorrow's my turn to talk. But I'm welcoming the fact that I get to, ask him meaningful, intimate questions that even I don't care how long that you know one another or how short you know one another, there's still something to get to know because we're changing every day. We're evolving every
Right.
day. So I want him to. I want to know several things, and I already got my questions written out, ladies, that willing to ask him because I want to always have his opinion, or I want to know what he's thinking about certain things. So I'm excited about that. So that's what date night look for us. We just like to spend time together, and we're often together a lot. So I love that.
Yes, I love it.
I don't. I'm rebel for a reason. So I don't. I feel like for me, if I'm not a newlywed like Auntie, you know what I'm saying? She's doing great things over there. But um, I don't feel like. Thank you. I don't feel like it needs to be something. So ideally, for me, it'll be kind of just entwining one another. It wouldn't be an outside anything to really be at one with each other. You know what I mean? How
Right.
do we really be entwined with one another in peace? Right? That's not for me. That's not going out to eat. That's not being outside of the concert, adding all these extra distractions and noises. It's let's be at peace. So it is in the simplest form, for me. Um, so I feel like we get so caught up in routine, we get so caught up with outside, we get so caught up with distractions, we get caught in this thing called life, right? And so how do you be centered with the one that essentially is supposed to be your piece? So for me it's like we're just bonding.
Right.
I'll even cook, damn it, like I'm doing now. But like I'll even but just just enjoying what that is, you know what I mean? Homebodies.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like, so if we're working, we're hustling, we're bustling, we're moving, we're thinking, we're helping, we're all these being responsible adults. For me, it's like our date night just needs to just be us. It don't even got to be a Netflix. It don't got to be a Netflix and chill. It just
That's
got to be
it.
us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that's for
I
me.
I've been seeing these couples yoga classes, like they're
Oh
online
yeah.
and you can actually do it in your space, your home, with you and your person, and it focuses on you all being intentional with each other. I would love to try that one day. Just being intentional and focusing on each other's breathing, just consciously being together and having that intimate setting. You learn even in the silence, and then you're also able to have, like you said, when you take those drives, you're able to actually connect and talk and learn more and more about each other. So those nights are definitely amazing.
Oh, I'm excited.
uh Rebel, where you go? So how do you balance with the kids as well? Balancing
I'm
being a
balancing right now. I can hear y'all, but I'm balancing right now. I'm in the middle of potty training. 1 second.
see
Girl, no. Yeah,
boss women and
yeah.
balancing.
It takes a village. I'm telling you, because
Yeah,
with Don just really starting his new business and getting um, into it here, and it's funny because we have to do. I often have to just go, and like last night he went to go get his haircut, and it was like impromptu. We're going somewhere tomorrow, so he wanted to get his haircut. I'm sitting in the car for like 2 hours. Okay, that's love
yeah,
because I have so much to do. So I'm
And
literally,
they be
because I didn't
working
want to
on
go
our
sit in the.
last nerve, boy.
Ooh, girl! And then he had the nerves to get in the car. Like, look at me. I'm like, I didn't
Right.
feel like
Like,
getting
if
on
you don't
there.
get over here, let's go. It's
two
been two
hours
hours.
later.
Yeah. So you got to have that sensible flexibility. You have to have sensible flexibility because,
Well,
girl,
I think when you asked that question, as I was literally, I'm in the middle of potty training, right? And I like to be realistic. I'm
ooh,
human, so I never stop what I'm doing for anything, because the queen says what the queen says, and she's like, Rebel, come on with it. But for me, I really rely on like time management and structure.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's not the best time to be, making breakfast late in the morning, having a live interview, but you know what I mean? We still get stuff done. So I think for me, time management and structure. Like you all ever drive in the morning on your way to work and you see just cars in a rush, or you all be like, oh, that could have been an accident.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give yourself 15 extra minutes. You can prevent all of that. So for me, it's time management and structure.
Definitely. And I
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
I
have to
know
go for that. I'm
things
gonna have
don't
to go for
always
that.
go as planned, but at least if you have an outline, you know how to adjust. And I think it's about when we know how to adjust and make it happen, even with those things that kind of come in and detour us a little bit. And like you said,
Yeah.
those people who are in a rush, I'm gonna make it when I make it, and I'm gonna make it do what I do when I get there.
that's
Work
it.
it.
Because
Ooh, you
that's
better
it. Because
believe it. I'm on
you're
time
gonna
by then.
deliver.
That
Absolutely. But when you mention anxiety, right? I used to be. I'm a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? So for all the followers, I'm a Pisces. And sometimes when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we like to kind of control some things. And so I'm saying to say that when I had my A through Z lined up, right? And then D comes before C and B comes before A, I'm like, what? I learned how to just accept what it is. You know what I mean? Accept, embrace, and then keep it, work it accordingly, keep it moving. So
yeah,
to lower the anxiety, you got to kind of embrace it. When Z comes before A, it is A okay. You got to make it do what it do,
yeah.
regardless, in any order. So if you planned on having this order, I'm going to do it like this today, and it gets discombobulated. You got to embrace that discombobulation, essentially. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
sometimes fighting things, you exert more energy, you become more stressed out than to just embrace it and work with what's been dealt. You know what I mean?
You said it earlier.
That's why
You have to sit in it. You have to sit in it sometimes and feel through it. I say that all the time. Feel through whatever you're going through, but then ask yourself what's next because it still got to get done.
and see, I believe like y'all sensible flexibility and then bounce back ability. If you got sensible flexibility and bounce back ability, you can go through anything.
Hello.
Point blank, period. You can just go through anything.
That's
Because
the
if you know to
backbone right
pick
there,
up the pieces,
Auntie.
yeah, pick up the pieces and keep rolling. I don't let nobody dictate my time, my energy, or my efforts. I do what I'm gonna do when I'm gonna do it. And I get it done, and I either get it done with a smile on my face or I can give you a unit. It's up to you. You might want this smile, you know, instead of that unit. Like, please don't rush
Hello.
me, girl. It's gonna get
Yes.
done, you know. So yes, ladies have sensible flexibility and bounce back ability. You get anything done with that attitude.
I love it. I love it. Now I need some ideas from both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, spouse and the children. Like, what's some bucket list things for you guys? Like, what's on the list that the kids want to do, and what's on the list that the husband wants to do? Got any trips that we want to take? Like, any trips,
Well, I
activities?
can't. That doesn't. My kids. I'm still. My kids are 10 and 2, so they want to do everything, especially a 10-year-old. But there's a thing where my 10-year-old. She's a Sagittarian, and I'm not too much on zodiac, but I do believe there's truth behind it, right? So she has this desire for the last 3 years to go to a rainforest in South America.
Oh,
So yeah, that's on a to-do list. Other than that, we ain't got time to do too much listening to that because in real life we got bills and stuff to take care of. But that's on a to-do list because she has this deep urge to really be in nature.
Okay.
And yeah, so
yeah, you got to
Let T-
feed that. Feed that.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say let TT figure that one out. Let me think on
Mm-hmm.
that one. Let me think on that one.
Yeah. Feed
I
that.
said for the
That's what
last
you
three
do.
years, so I've been thinking for quite some time.
You
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 look,
know
still
what?
thinking, girl.
sis, you need
I'm
some help.
telling you.
Let's make this
Help
happen.
I.
Even
Help I. Help I.
let the imagination run wild too, because we look, I understand I'm not an outdoor person. Because before my cousin's husband passed away, he said he wanted to go on a camping trip, and she was like, if I can't bring a air mattress, I'm not going. And he was saying, no, we just gonna have sleeping bags. He was like, we just gonna have sleeping bags. So before he passed away, I was there the day he passed. He told me, he was like, Chrissy, go ahead and let's make this happen. So it's still my duty to kind of make this happen, but I promised her we were going to the spa right afterwards. So
Okay.
we're gonna balance that out. We're gonna
You got
balance
to
it out.
temper. You got to temper something because I'm not going outside. I'm not sleeping on the ground. I can't do all of that.
exactly behind chocolate house. Make a rainforest in
Yeah,
your home. Be creative until you can actually go. Like for real. That's why I said let these creative juices flow so she can feel like she outside in the
Right,
rainforest
right.
too. So then we're gonna build up the courage to, go visit and then exit quickly.
right, right. We
Oh,
just
that's
gotta
right.
come up with the financial plan, for her
Right.
to get it done. If you come up with a financial plan, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you do what you got to do to get there because that's important. And that
Exactly.
teaches the children that it's a lot to planning. It's not something that it's just gonna fall out the sky. This money, this $2 or $3,000 per person to go to South America, it's just not gonna happen. But we got to figure out how we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Exactly. I'm gonna
absolutely.
reach out to my
Honey,
travel agents and see what we can do on a budget.
Well, I'm glad we separated from her because we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But okay, we'll follow. We're looking forward to your follow up.
Definitely,
I know that's right.
definitely. Okay,
Honey
see,
just want to
okay.
go everywhere. He want to go everywhere. He's a he loves to travel. He likes to see. So we're gonna be taking some day trips because girl, I done fell and fractured my foot. So I got a boot
No.
on right now. Girl, yes. My whole summer for the next 6 weeks, I'm gonna be on this boot. So I'm not
Oh
happy about this.
gosh.
So I'm gonna
Not
go
at
some
all.
quick little places. Yeah, that I don't have to do a whole lot of walking, but that's why we're gonna take some drives and do some things like that for the next 2 months because I'm gonna be on this boot, and I don't like to go nowhere I can't be real cute now. So
Exactly. Okay.
yeah, but we're gonna take some drives. We're gonna take some drives. I'm gonna,
That
you
sounds
know,
good.
yeah, just take some quick little. He wants to go to the ocean, so we're gonna go to Destin. Um, in Florida here, Destin, and on Emerald Coast, so he'll be able to do that. He's just smiling. Um, we're gonna go to Miami this weekend. So we're gonna take about 3 trips anywhere he wants to go. I told him he can go anywhere he wants to go as long as we can get there in 3 or 4 hours. And the only one that we're going alone
Okay.
is Destin. That's 9 hours, yeah. But other than that, I just want to do some quick trips and let him see some places. He want to go to St. Augustine. He want to do some things like that. I said as long as we can get one of them things that I can put my knee on and kind of look it down,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be able to go.
Yeah. Definitely. I've been in a cast and a boot for a summer before. So just take it easy, take it a day at a time. It's always the summertime
Before
when it happens.
Yeah, I said, look at the devil trying to trip me up, girl. I was so mad. But I'm going to get through it. I'm going to keep this boot on because I don't want no incidents or accidents to further injure myself. But I am excited. We got pageant coming up in October. So I'm getting prepared for that. So I'm going to really take this time to just make sure that I'm offering the ladies that are competing this year a beautiful experience.
I love it. I love it. And I love this vibe. I love creating circles where everyone can, come in and talk and we can de-stress together and help each other out at the same time. So I still want to know, how can I continue to help y'all? How can we continue to make this circle and help each other? Do we see any collaborations in the near future? Let me know.
Of course, whatever Miss Rebel is doing, I'm there to help because she's dealing with boys. That's still my vein, children, because we do have the Prince and Princess program pageant, and the men's pageant. But anything she needs for the boys, if she needs a speaker to come out or anything like that, I got people. My mom has a boys program that she's working with, so we can definitely collaborate. Any kind of banquet she wants to do, let me know. I'm here to help.
Respectfully, I received that and I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking to eventually make my empire in Georgia. I think as long as you're willing to be the centerpiece with bringing people on intergenerationally dialoguing, we'll all be good. We'll all be able to utilize each other as a resource. You know what I mean? Having this platform. Um, but I do think that you bring people on in the mindset of already saying, hey, each one teach one, pass the torch, light other torches. So I'm always, and likewise, if I'm on and like, oh, where's Rebel, and can we get inquire Rebel, or can we ask Rebel? I got y'all. It's never, that's what we're here for. So I'm always free, no matter what, to be able to be of a resource, of a help, of assistance, of a sounding voice to the best of my ability. To spread the seeds and be here for people, followers, you all too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's right. In the words of my mug, real queens fix each other's crowns. So
That's
that
it. That's it.
that is the meaning and the purpose of today's session, everybody. So there we have it, squad. We're wrapping it up with the beautiful boss squad, the beautiful ladies. I thank you all for kicking it with me this AM. Y'all are so amazing, and I can't wait to bring y'all back for season 5. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. I'm speaking it into existence. And as for the squad, if anybody has a topic that they want to suggest, want to be a guest, just shoot me a message on my Facebook inbox, email me at the address that's scrolling below, and let me know how you would like to be a boss essential, for season 5. And I definitely got y'all. So until next
Yes,
time,
yes.
keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossing.